man is back.
Oh, my gosh, the man got that stuff. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard.
This is your boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, That's the True Inferno. Back at it with another Pokemon Unite commentary video gameplay for you guys. This is the second video I'm doing tonight, and this is the second video that will be released this week. Now then, we are hearing, excuse me, again, we're hearing more and more stuff about the PlayStation 5 Pro. And based on what we hear, there's articles about this, and there's Twitter posts about this. So let's take a look at what is being said here. Let's go to the article, oh, not the article, but the Twitter post from TCMF2 Games. I don't know where they get their resources from, but here's what they said about the PlayStation 5 Pro. They even got a picture and a release date and a price for it. The price is interesting, but let's move on with this real quick, shall we? So far he thinks that this thing will come out holiday 2024. So we're talking December of this year. He said it's going to, or they said it's going to be 2 to 3 times faster ray tracing, sometimes 4 times than the base PS5. They say that it's going to be 45% faster rendering than the base PS5. It's going to have PSSR, which is PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, Sony's own upscaling tech to compete with FSR AMD and DLSS NVIDIA. It said that it's currently better than FSR2, currently reaching a max resolution of 4K with 8K support in the future. That part sounds familiar. I'll tell y'all where that's from in a second. Will work in combination with PlayStation's own machine learning tech. Sony has custom architecture for machines learning. We'll have 4 HDR support for upscaling. Dynamic resolution upscaling will also be supported. 67 teraflops, 16 bits by 33.5 teraflops, 32 bits. Specs are now backed by Tom Henderson and Moore's Law is dead. And yeah, there you go with that. Now there's other articles out there talking about this thing is going to be powerful. And basically what was said in the Twitter post is what they're saying as well. But there's some other stuff in here. Like for example, tweettown.com also said, they said some of the things I was saying in that Twitter post, but they also said AI accelerator supporting 300 TOPS of 8 bits computation by 67 teraflops of 16 bits floating points. So there's that. And then let me find another article. This one is .esports.com. And let me see what they said. They said a bunch of stuff, but I'm not seeing any like listings or numbers. So there's that. But yeah, they talk about some stuff here. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. Now, why do I bring all this up? Oh, matter of fact, I see something right here. While fans can also expect a better ray tracing experience, the PS5 Pro will reportedly use a new upscaling / internalizing solution called PSSR. And I talked about that in the Twitter post, the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, further enhancing image quality in games. So there's some stuff in that article as well. Oh, and I forgot about this one. Insider/gaming.com. What do they have to say? So the same stuff. I'm looking at the same stuff that was said in that Twitter post. 33.5 teraflops, the PSSR, support for resolutions up to 8K is planned for future SDK version, custom machine learning architecture, the AI accelerator supporting 300 TOPS of a 8-bit computation, you know. So yeah, they're all saying the same stuff for the most part. Now, why do I bring all this up? Because some of this stuff that I read sounds familiar. Because some of this stuff, and I'm gonna really focus on the 4K part with 8K support in the future part. That was on the base PS5. That was on the regular PS5. So, and to basically drive this point home, I actually got review. And this is the only reason I knew about this, because I actually saw the Review Tech USA video. I'm behind the YouTube videos because of all the trips that I took. So I'm behind the YouTube videos, and I saw this one where he came up with a video called "Sony and Microsoft Lied to Us About the PS5 and the Xbox Series X," and here's what he said about how both of these companies lied about their systems. Check this out.
But here is the thing, and you see this on both boxes of whether it be a PS5, Series X, or let's even keep it real, Series S. Okay, what were they touting the Series S as? A 1440p, 120 FPS console. They were like, oh, if you want the bargain console where you can get high refresh rates and 1440p gaming, go with the Series S. Oh, really? Where are all those 1440p, 120 FPS games? There's some that exist, but the Series S the hardware is not there. The grunt is not there, especially with current generation game engines. Name a game on Unreal Engine 5 that's going to run at 120 FPS on the Series S. Let's go. What about the PlayStation 5 box? Let's take a look at the PlayStation 5 box here. What does that box say? It says 8K, 120 FPS gaming. There have been games that have hit that, not 8K. But there have been games that hit 120 FPS. Where's the 8K gaming? Now they're saying again with this upscaling, this proprietary upscaling from Sony, that now they're targeting the same things they said they were targeting with the base PS5. When I saw 8K in gold letters on the PS5 box, I'm like, stop. But at the time, I'm like, my 3090 isn't gaming in 8K. It mostly, I should say. This console is going to do it. Come on. Now, what does the Series X retail box say? 4K, 120 FPS. What happened to all that? But isn't that misleading to the consumer? The non-average consumer who's a nerd like me, and I'm sure many of you watching will know, okay, it's just going to like this small computer can output 4K 120 FPS. I'm not gaming at 4K 120 FPS on this thing. It can output it, but I'm not gaming on it. The average consumer doesn't know that. Sure, the PlayStation 5, the base one, can output 8K. You try to get any AAA game to run in 8K on that, I think the PS5 and PS5 Slim would set on fire.
So there you have it. So let's take a look at these boxes for myself. Now, if you type in PlayStation 5 box, it's not really hard to see. The front of the box, you will see 8K, 4K 120, and HDR. And again, this was said about the PlayStation 5 Pro. So I'm like, how is it supposed to be better than the base PlayStation 5 if the base PlayStation 5 supposedly have the same stuff, but in actuality, the base PlayStation 5 doesn't. It really, really doesn't. Now, let's take a look at the Xbox Series X. Now, on the box, it doesn't mention the 1440p fiasco that Rich was talking about, but it was advertised. It was advertised. So if you look at the Xbox Series X, S, not X, S, it does say in the front of the box, 120 FPS, which you could call cap on that. You could seriously call cap on that. Now, I did see a graphic that, oh, here it is right here. And I think it was this graphic right here. So where it was advertised that the Xbox Series S can go beyond 1440p, which is cap, which is also cap. So looking at this graphic, the Falconeer stats, the Xbox Series S native 1800p by 60 by 60 frames per second. Performance mode 1080p by 120 frames per second. That's the Series S. Oh, look at the Xbox One S, 1080p by 60 frames per second. And you have to ask yourself, can these consoles really do all that? I don't know. If it could, you could say they struggle to do that. But in terms of the PlayStation part with the 8K, especially, you know, with the PlayStation 5 stuff, so it can go 8K. Nah, the PlayStation 5, base PlayStation 5 can't go 8K. So the question is with the PlayStation Pro, PlayStation 5 Pro, that is, by the way, it's not even announced yet, by the way. Can it do all the things that this Twitter post said that it could do? I'm gonna have to say no. Like, cause like there's some powerful PCs that can't even do some of this stuff here. And you expect a gaming console to outdo a PC? That has never happened before. And when they test these games, some of these companies, they test the games on PC. They're not testing them on their own system. They're testing some of these games on PC. Now, I'm not saying every single company do that with every single game, but some of these games are tested where they show you like, oh, here's how the game would look, blah, blah, blah. They're showing it based off of a PC gameplay. Not all, but some. And not for every game, but for some games. So before you go crazy about getting a PlayStation 5 Pro, you need to ask yourself these two important questions. With everything that I announced, again, this ain't official. So this is all speculation, by the way. We don't know we don't know if the PlayStation 5 Pro is even coming out, because nothing has been officially announced yet, as of me recording this, that is. So we don't know if this is going to be announced or not, and we don't even know how quote-unquote powerful this will be. But let's say everything that I read to you guys in terms of the Twitter post is true. Or that's what PlayStation will advertise, rather. Let me ask you these questions. Number one, you really think they're going to keep their word this time and say, oh, the system will do all this stuff? That's number one. And number two, remember, a higher up from PlayStation said that the PlayStation 5 is on its last leg. And you know the PS6 is coming out, which should be more powerful than the PlayStation 5. And should be more powerful than the PlayStation 5 Pro. And most likely it will be. Will you get the PlayStation 5 Pro, knowing that the PlayStation 6 may be coming out soon, especially given that quote when he said, oh, PlayStation 5 is on its last leg? Like, you gotta ask yourself these questions before you just straight up pre-order a PlayStation 5 Pro, especially if you have a PS5 already, the base one, which is what I have. And I'm gonna say this generation with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, like, this is the worst generation of them all. It really, really is. COVID messed them up, and these companies want to act like, oh, COVID ain't a thing, and they want to charge crazy amounts of money for these systems and don't even create enough for people to get them, because it took a while for people to get these. Like, I'm now seeing a lot of PlayStation 5s out there. But when and it was funny, I was at Best Buy yesterday. They had that Spider-Man PlayStation 5 digital disc bundle, which is, again, this is more likely the new digital slim, that is. Let me be more specific. I think that's, well, it just said digital. I'm not sure if it's the digital slim. I mean, whatever it is. The new, like the updated version, which I talked about in in one of my older videos, which is crap, and you shouldn't get those. And I think people are listening, because I've seen a bunch of them in 2 different Best Buy stores, no less. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But the bottom line is this. This generation is the worst generation of them all. I cannot recall another generation that was this bad. I really, really can't. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know this is boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.